Good evening. Welcome to today's session of Law for All. Today I'll be talking about laws related to bail. Bail is the most important part of criminal practice. Bail is the first thing that comes into picture as soon as the crime is registered. Bail is having concern with the liberty of an individual. Everybody is curious about this aspect of criminal law, especially when it comes to celebrities, politicians, or famous personalities. Most of the people are curious about how they get bail, be it an actor whose rash driving ends into accident, or be it a politician arrested in the scam is released on bail during the pendency of trial. Most of the people are confused that initially bail of a person is rejected by the court, however later under what circumstances the same person is released on bail, or why somebody does not need to go to court for bail and gets bail in the police station itself. Let's unveil these concepts today. There are two kinds of bail. One is regular bail, which is after a person gets arrested. Another is anticipatory bail, which is prior to arrest in non-bailable offence. It is a bail in anticipation of arrest. I will talk about the anticipatory bail and all the other remaining aspects of bail in the next session. Today I'll be talking about post-arrest bail, that is regular bail. For knowing about bail, we should know that there are two kinds of offences. Initially, in last session, we had seen two kinds of offences which were cognizable and non-cognizable. Now here are another two kinds of offences which are bailable and non-bailable. In bailable offences, accused is having right to be released on bail. If a person is arrested in bailable offence and if he is ready to furnish surety, he should be released on bail by the police in police station itself. Police cannot detain a person in bailable offence if the offence is bailable, and then also police are not releasing the accused person on bail. It will amount to illegal and unlawful detention, and he can ask a compensation and action against such police officer. Therefore, first thing to be inquired after arrest is whether offence is bailable or non-bailable. If it is bailable, the person should file bail application in the police station itself. Example of bailable offences are death due to rash or negligent act, such as accident caused by rash driving. Now here you will understand that though a person met with an accident dies due to rash driving, the driver of the car is released on bail by furnishing bail in the police station. Be it a celebrity or be it a common man, if he is ready to furnish bail, he cannot be kept behind bars. Other examples of bailable offences are causing simple hurt, kidnapping, cyber stalking, etc. Though bailable offences are less serious in nature as compared to non-bailable offences, however, it does not mean that the accused is set free. He has to face the trial. If offence is non-bailable, then police are having right to detain the accused for 24 hours. And within 24 hours, police are required to produce accused before the nearest magistrate, who will decide whether the police custody remand, that is popularly known as PCR, should be given or not. PCR can be given for maximum 14 days. When PCR gets over and the accused is taken into MCR, that is magistrate custody remand, which is again known as even judicial custody remand, question of bail comes into picture. Most non-bailable offences are graver in nature, such as cheating, theft, grievous hurt, etc. Another question arises, in which court the person should approach for bail? Let us see power of courts to grant bail. Again, offences are of two nature, triable by the court of magistrate and triable by the court of sessions. Magistrate is having power to grant bail in respect of offences which are triable by the court of magistrate. Example of such offences can be cheating, extortion, criminal breach of trust, outraging of modesty, causing hurt, cruelty by husband and his relatives, forgery, etc. Magistrate cannot grant bail in sessions triable offences. However, in exceptional cases, where the accused is woman, sick or infirm, even in the offence is triable by even if the offence is triable by the court of sessions, in such cases magistrate can grant bail. When the offences are triable by the court of session, then the sessions court has power to entertain the bail application. In all the grave offences like murder, rape, human trafficking, dacoity, sessions court has the power to grant bail. It is general presumption among the laymen that in non-bailable offences there is absolute bar on bail. However, it is factually incorrect. There are some parameters after looking into which the Court of Sessions can grant bail. If the magistrate rejects the bail, then the accused can file the bail application in the Court of Session. And if it is rejected there, then before Honorable High Court, and then before Honorable Supreme Court. When the bail is rejected, the accused can file successive bail application in the case of change in circumstance. During investigation, if the bail is rejected, then after completion of investigation, that is after filing of charge sheet, second bail application can be filed, as filing of charge sheet amounts to change in circumstance. When the bail is granted, in non-bailable cases, court may impose conditions. The applicant has to adhere the conditions. Otherwise, the state or informant can apply before the court seeking for cancellation of bail, and court may actually cancel the bail which is already granted. There is one more aspect of bail that is called as default bail. Depending upon the quantum of sentence, there are two categories of duration within which charge sheet is to be filed. For offences punishable up to 10 years, the time limit to file charge sheet is 60 days of first date of remand, and for offences punishable for more than 10 years, the time limit is 90 days. If the charge sheet is not filed within 60 or 90 days of remand, as the case may be, accused gets right to be released on bail, and at the same time the gravity or seriousness of offence cannot be considered. Even in the case of murder or rape, accused would get bail on 91st day if the charge sheet is not filed. While calculating these days, the date of arrest is to be excluded, or in other words, the day when accused is produced before the court is to be considered as first day. So this was all about regular bail. I'll be dealing with this concepts of interim bail, anticipatory bail, transit bail, bail during the pendency of trial, bail in the appeal in the coming sessions. Thank you so very much.